how the town Sharon got its name. So according to Wikipedia, Sharon comes from the plain of Sharon in Israel. The name Sharon was named after Sharon in Israel. The question is, where did the name Sharon in Israel come from? So it actually comes from an idea that we have around Pesach. We know it's customary that on Pesach, on Shabbos Chol Moed, we read Shir Hashirim, Song of Songs. And in Song of Songs, the Jewish people are called Chavatzelas HaSharon, the Rose of Sharon. So why do we call the rose, and why do we call the Rose of Sharon? Furthermore, later on in Shir Hashirim, we're called Shulamit, Shulamis. Why do we have these names? So there's actually a very beautiful idea over here. We are called the Rose, Chavatzelas HaSharon, the Rose of Sharon. We call the Rose because we are a beautiful people with beautiful ideals and beautiful hearts. And we're surrounded with thorns. Just like when somebody tries to pluck the rose, ultimately they get scratched by the thorns that surround it. Similarly, the Jewish people, when any nation that had tried to pluck us and uproot us, ultimately they've only succeeded in harming themselves. That's been a major lesson we see from the Pesach story as well as the Purim story and many others. That's why we call it a rose, because we have this internal protection. But it was why we called Sharon. So the Sas Emes says we called Sharon from the word Yeshurun. Our mission is to bring a straightness in the world. On one hand, this means that the world has crookedness, corruption, unfairness, injustice, and our mission as a nation, as a light to the nations, is to bring a straightness to the world. But an additional idea is that our job is to bring straightness in the following way. Let's say a person leaves home. So if the road is straight, they can always see their origin. But if the road is curved, it's ultimately as the person leaves farther home, ultimately they forget where they can't see where they come from. And that's the idea. Our idea is that there's a certain crookedness in the world that often we forget what our source is. We forget our source. We forget the source of our blessings. Our purpose is to bring a straightness to the world, straighten up the world to recognize its source. The world appreciates all its blessings. That all its blessings come from Hashem, come from its true source. So therefore, our straightness is to help the world recognize, bring a straightness into the world to help the world recognize its source. So what we call Shulamit, Shulamis, because how do we bring about the straightness? How do we bring about the straightness in eradicating corruption and crookedness? By being shalem, being perfect. Perfect here refers to the perfection of character. By us refining our character, working on our midos, becoming compassionate people, just people, honest people, disciplined people, holy people, by us becoming patient people, by us having wonderful, healthy family lives and healthy communal lives, where we have this perfection, this shulamit, this perfection. When we work on our character, we help to bring about a perfected world character. So ultimately, by us working on ourselves, we help become shalem, become more perfect. That brings about a straightness in the world. It eliminates crookedness and helps the world to appreciate and show gratitude to its source of blessings, to Hashem. We all have a very wonderful Pesach, and I look forward to speaking to all of you. All the best.